Hey everyone, and welcome back to Haste Kitchen. Up this week we've got my king prawn Goan curry. It's a banger of a dish. So for the basis of our sauce, we're going to make up our paste. Now, there's not a massive amount of ingredients that actually go into this. So first of all, we've got 2 red chilies. You can use Kashmiri. I've just gone for a couple of dried ones, which I've just dried on my windowsill. And I'm literally just going to nip off the ends. I'm going to leave all the seeds inside. I'm going to start making up our paste in our blender. So 2 red chilies. We've got about an inch long piece of ginger, 4 cloves of garlic. And then over here, we've got our spices. Now, I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of turmeric first of all, which will go inside the paste, and the rest of it we're going to use on the king prawns. We've got 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and a teaspoon of dried chili flakes. Now, the basis of this curry is a coconut-based sauce. So we're going to grab 1 coconut, and we're going to take the flesh from the inside. So just using the spoon, you're just going to claw that out. I'm going to add that to our blender. Let's just say getting coconut out of a coconut is not as easy as I remembered. So we've got all the flesh from 1 coconut. That can go straight in your blender. And we're just going to pop our lid on and give that a good blitz. Now we have our beautiful paste. That's what you're looking for. Not too smooth. You want a little bit of texture from the coconut itself. And that's ready for our prawns. Over here, we've got our rice. We're going to add equal quantities of rice to water. I'm just going to bring that up to the boil. Right, we've got ourselves 4 to 5 shallots. I'm going to peel them off. I'm going to chop them up as thinly as you can, because you want this to sort of like really sweat down. So nice and thinly. Next up, we're going to get your big pan up to heat. You're going to add a good tablespoon of coconut oil, and then all of your shallots. So just let's get some colour through those shallots. With this sort of recipe, I've chosen to use king prawns today, but you can use pretty much whatever you want. You can use any white fish that you want. If you want to mix it up and go for a vegetarian option, you can use tofu, you can use aubergine. All of those things would work really well. What I recommend doing is, if you knock up a paste like this, knock up enough for around 3 to 4 different recipes and just freeze it so you can use it next time. As I say, this little recipe's done in about 15 to 20 minutes, or about the same amount of time to get your rice done. Okay, so they're sweating down nicely. Meanwhile, we're going to grab some coriander. I'm just going to really finely slice up the stalk ends of these. And we're going to use pretty much half a decent sized bunch. Now the coriander here is completely optional. You don't actually need to put this in there at all. I'm going to add that straight to the mix. I'm going to add the other half of a teaspoon to our fresh defrosted king prawns. So that can go straight on top. Good mix round. Now we're going to add some of our paste. So we're going to go in there with a good 3 to 4 tablespoons of the paste. Good stir around. And you can smell the amount of flavours that are coming out of this now. You've got so many intense things in there. You've got the ginger, you've got the garlic, you've got the onion, you've got the beautiful spices coming through. So you're going to let that cook out just for a couple of minutes. All those flavours are going to go straight through those shallots. Now we've got over here, 2 teaspoons of tamarind. That's going to give it this beautiful sort of bitterness with the sweetness that we've got pulling through from the coconut. Give that a good stir through. We have got a mango that I've just roughly chopped into small chunks. Again, completely optional. Another good stir around. Now we're going to introduce our coconut milk. So I've got a tin of full fat coconut milk. I mean, just look how vibrant and yellow that's gone. It's exactly what you're looking for. It's a real bright dish. So we're just going to simmer this down slightly to reduce it by about a quarter. Then we're going to add our king prawns. Now that's the sort of consistency you're looking at about. That took about 8 to 10 minutes just to sort of soften up and make sure that coconut and that onion's really cooked all the way through. Lastly, we're going to go in with a tablespoon of tomato paste and a good tablespoon of honey. Give that a good stir around. Now that honey is just going to give it a beautiful sort of sweetness to sort of counteract some of those punchy flavours. It's not a particularly strong dish, this one. It's not really spicy. Now we're going to add our king prawns. So they've just been soaked in our turmeric, and we're just going to cook them for literally 1 to 2 minutes. Now I've noticed on the channel I've made loads of curries. It seems to be that I seem to favour towards the Thai, Indian, sort of Korean type recipes. I suppose it's because that's probably what we eat mainly at home. Now I want to know what your favourite curry is, so write it down in the description box down below and I'll get recreating it. Right, that's pretty much done. Let's serve this one up. So let's grab a good bowl of our rice. And then finally, a decent helping of our curry. I mean, look at that. It smells incredible. Just look at that. How vibrant and tasty does that look? Little taste test. See, that's perfect. You've got sweetness in there, you've got a little bit of warmth, but hardly any heat. Now, if you don't like a hot curry, this is kind of the best dish for you. If you want it extra hot, put some more chilies in there. If you get recreating this one, which hopefully you do, hashtag me as Haste Kitchen as always. If you click the subscribe button down below, press the notification button. That will tell you when I've got videos out each week. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. I'll see you next week. Cheers then, bye-bye.